Hello friends, and thanks for joining Victoriously Grateful channel. I certainly appreciate having you here. Today we'll be doing one of our family favorites, which is shepherd's pie. I know you said again, yeah, that's one of our family favorites. So I just welcome you in. If you have any questions or comment, feel free to leave them. And we're gonna get started. First, we're gonna give thanks, because if it had not been for Him who was on our side, we wouldn't be here. We couldn't do the things that we do. So Heavenly Father, we're so gracious to you that you allow us this time and space. We ask that you continue to keep your hands of mercy upon us. We ask that you bless these our people who enjoy looking at this YouTube live and also our videos, our shorts. We ask that you continue to bless us and move on our behalves, God. All these blessings we ask and we pray in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen and thank you, Lord. So let's get started. Today, we're going to do shepherd's pie. As I said, I have a combination of ground chuck with some Italian sausage here. And also I have in this skillet as well, I have some Conecuh sausage. And I have them sliced in half. And we're going to do a squash saute with those. So we're going to get started by chopping our onions. And I got this little gadget here to protect my fingers. And if you want to know where I got it from, feel free to ask. We'll just start by chopping our onions. I'm going to use them with the squash as well as the shepherd's pie. I love cooking with onions. They give the meal such a distinctive taste. And so I'm going to always have onions, bell peppers, garlic. Those are my staples that I use for my sautés and for my shepherd's pie. And that's going to be about enough for the shepherd's pie. So we'll just add that into skillet with that one. And I'm going to just chop a few bell peppers as well. I'm going to get 2 dishes going at once. So just keep watching. I just kind of like slice these onions, and then I'll do a cross cut with them. And that's going to be about enough for my squash stir fry. And by the way, guys, I'm using sweet Vidalia onions, or whatever sweet onion factory that you have in your hometown. That would be great. I love sweet onions. I like them all, but sweet onions is one of my favorites. So I'm just going to add that to this dish. And then we're going to start off with our peppers. I'm going to continue, and I'm going to add some red pepper, bell peppers into the dish. I always like to get that little seam out of it. Do the same for the other piece here, and then I'll just chop, and then we'll go here and flip that over, make it easier to cut. A few more here. And I didn't get my garlic, but I'm gonna, once I cut this, I'm gonna, go to the fridge and get me a couple of garlic cloves, because I want to have garlic in each dish as well. And then what you'll do, you'll just let the bell pepper and onions and garlic cook up until completely done. Alrighty, incorporate that for my shepherd's pie, and I'm going to add a little bit more for my, just going to cut a little piece more for my squash stir fry, and then we'll get that cooking. And of course I got to get my garlic, so just bear with me for a moment. Here we go again. Slice those peppers. And I'm slicing mine to this thickness. I mean, you can slice them however you would like. If you like them thinner, if you like them longer, thicker, it's totally up to you. It's your discretion. I just like it because it gives so much flavor to your dish. So just do it at your discretion. And that's enough for that squash stir fry. Now I'm gonna grab a piece of garlic, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I got my garlic here, and I'm just trying to get it peeled up here. And what we're gonna do is just one clove in each. Yes, you gotta protect these fingers. I'm learning the art of this thing, guys. So if you got any input or you can tell me how I can improve, I welcome the comments. And this is a glass cutting board that I'm using. I absolutely love it. And I think that's fine. I think that's good enough. So I'm gonna put those into my dish as well. And you know, I'm gonna do this another one here for my sausage. That one was a little bit smaller. I'm gonna take this off for a moment and gauge it. Just be very, very careful. If you decide to do it the way I'm doing it, you just be very, very careful not to got one running away from me. This stuff is so good, you don't want any to get away from you. Okay, we're gonna put this in the dish. And also I wanna incorporate one more, and that's my green bell pepper. Almost forgot about it. So let's get a little piece of that for both dishes. You see, sometimes you gotta multitask, especially when you're in a hurry. Yeah, well, I have not eaten dinner yet, so I'm kind of like in a little bit of a hurry to get this prepared. But I just wanted to come before you guys live because I've never done a live before, and to introduce myself as well. And again, like I said, you can cut these as fine or as thick as you would like. It's totally up to your taste. For me, I know with the shepherd's pie and with the squash stir fry, it's gonna cook up. I want it to cook up a little bit. And I usually just add a little bit more at the end of the dish, just to give it that extra flavor. So this is gonna be enough actually for both dishes. So I'll put a few there first, and then I'll put the rest here in my shepherd's pie meats. And also, now this is gonna be a little bit different. I know some people don't do this, but this is what I'm doing. I'm gonna incorporate some fresh mushrooms. Just gonna add some mushroom in here. I hear that mushroom powder is very good. Never tried it before, but I'm open to it. And we're just gonna slice up some of these mushrooms and put them into our stir fry as well as our shepherd's pie. You know, it's your shepherd's pie. If you don't want to call it shepherd's pie, call it creative pie. Call it whatever kind of pie you want to call it, really. It's yours. So you're just creating deliciousness. So I invite you to challenge yourself, and if you decide to make this dish, let me know how it turned out. Share. I would love to hear your feedback on what you think. I'm just going to put a few of those in there. Okay. Then we're gonna cut a few more to go on my squash. You see, while I like that guard, I almost got that finger. You got to be very, very careful. This is a very sharp blade. But I promise you guys, if you try this recipe, you won't regret it. You'll be thanking me for it. And I'm thinking Wednesday, I'm going to have a Southern fried chicken, which is going to be delightful. And I want you to tune in with me with that one. So now that I have all my herbals in with my meats, I'm going to start adding some spices, some seasonings rather. This is one of my favorites. This is one of my staple products also. I love this stuff. This is smoked paprika. It will change your dish. I mean, it will elevate it like you wouldn't believe. For me, it does. Don't ask how much. I don't. I just gauge it. I go by my, my taste buds. I've been doing it for so long, so I know what it's going to taste like. So perhaps you might want to put a tablespoon in your meat sauce, and maybe a teaspoon and a half in your squash if you decide to try to squash stir fry. I also have some cayenne pepper. Not a whole lot, but just enough to give it a little bit of heat. As well as some garlic powder I'm going to add in this dish. Hit it a little bit. Uh-oh, am I out? It's stuck in there. But anyway, we're going to add a little bit of garlic powder in both dish. And I'm going to add a little bit of pepper. Let's do a little pepper there in both dish. And some good old Tony's seasoning I want to add. That will elevate your dish as well. Put a little bit more there. But you don't want to overdo it now, because you're going to have your sauces that you're going to use as well to finish off your dish. And you don't want it to be too salted. So now we're going to take it to the stove, and we're going to start letting it saute until, well, cook actually, because we need to get that ground beef and that Italian sausage completely done. That's how I do mine. It's totally your dish. It's up to you how you want to do it. And the meats together. All the bell peppers, the mushrooms, the garlic, and all my seasonings. I just incorporated everything in the meat really well. And then I'm just going to leave it to cook. You know, I want it to be completely done. Nothing raw, nothing rare here. Just want it to be completely done. And once that's done, then I'm going to drain the oil. Okay, and while we have our meat sauce, our meats cooking, for our dish, just put your potatoes on and have them boiling. And what I normally do is I'll kind of like dice mine so it won't take as long to boil. So you can do it however you would like. Some people bake theirs, but what I generally do is I peel mine, I dice them, and I put them in a pot and let them boil with a little bit of salt. Meat is cooking. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start slicing our squash. I've already cleansed them. I let them soak in water. I first took a brush and brushed them over, and then I let them soak in water for about 30 minutes. So if any sand or anything embedded in the skin, it generally gets rid of it. So let's start this. You can actually cut your squash to your thickness, the thickness that you like. What I'm actually going to do, I think that I'm going to just cut mine in half here. So this is what I'm going to do. And you know, while your meat is cooking, you want to cook your meat on medium heat. If you want to put it on medium high to get it started, that's totally fine. You can do you can do that. But you don't want to overcook it. You don't want it to be really tough. You don't want to dry it out. So just keep that in mind. And every so often you want to stir in it so that you can ensure that all the meat is completely done, even cooked. You don't want some really dry and some not so well done. And some of these squash, they seem like they're a bit firm. But those, I tell you what, those are good grillers. You can actually grill these squash. You know, shake some seasonings on them to your liking and grill them. And they are actually delicious on top of a salad. They have that Southwestern salad, which is really delicious. So that's something you can do if you come across a squash that's really hard, or firm rather. And this is going to be my last one. That was rather tender. And what I'm about to do while that meat is cooking, because I'm sure it's almost done, I'm going to pull my sauce together. What I generally use is a barbecue sauce with a little bit of tomato sauce, or either ketchup. You can use that as well. And that neutralizes everything, and it makes it really, if you want to add a little bit of honey also, let me say that before I forget, you can add a little bit of honey to it. It really elevates the flavor too. So it's your preference. If you don't like it sweet and you like it more the vinegar side, then you can just leave it. You don't have to put a little sugar. But usually I love to put brown sugar or either maple syrup. I love maple syrup, so I'll use that a little bit to kind of neutralize flavors for me. But again, try this recipe and see if you like it. And let me know. Leave your comments below. And like I said, we're going to be doing some Southern fried chicken on Wednesday. So prepare yourself. Whether you want chicken wings, legs, thighs, whatever part of the chicken that you want. Just make sure you have it prepared, ready to go wash. We're going to do a live. And I'm going to show you how to batter that chicken. It's just a few ingredients. You don't need a whole lot of ingredients to make it delicious. It's going to actually be delectable, I promise you. What I'm about to do now, we're about to mix our potatoes. They're ready, they're hot. I like it like that. What I'm just going to do is I'm going to drain the water off of them, and I'm going to use some butter, sour cream, little pepper, very little bit of salt. And I'm just going to whip them. Sometimes I use the mixer, but it all depends on how soft they are or how much work I have to do. So I think I'm just going to hand mix today, and we're going to go from there. Okay, I got my potatoes drained, as you can see. I got them here sitting on this trivet, and what I'm going to do is, what you see how piping hot it is? It's smoking. I'm going to incorporate my butter, get it mixed really well, and then I'm going to add my sour cream in there, and then I'm going to just go ahead and lay it in my my pan, my dish, my casserole dish rather, for this whole meal here. Oh, that is hot. That's hot. Sometimes like I said, sometimes I use my cake mixer to mix it up, and sometimes I'll just beat it. And like right now, it's so hot, so I'm just going to add a little bit of pepper in it here, and we got enough salt from before. This is actually a plant-based country carp butter that I use. I love this stuff. I bake with it, saute with it, fry with it. It's delicious. I used to use nothing but pure butter only. I love nothing but pure butter, but honey, when I found out about this baby, oh my gosh. I put about a half a stick of butter, a little over half. It's your dish. You can do however you want. If you got a problem with butter or health issues, then you know, I think this is okay. It's a plant-based, but I am not a physician. So you have to consult with your physician about that. So I got my pepper and my butter in it. I'm just going to stir, give it a stir. And see, those potatoes are nice and soft. So it's mixing up really well. And you will see the consistency that you want. You want more of a smooth consistency. This is still a little coarse, but I'm gonna put some sour cream in it, and that's gonna loosen things up. So, all right, we're gonna incorporate some sour cream in here. I love my sour cream. You talking about elevation? Yes, sir. It's gonna take that dish to another level. And then you know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna take the same sour cream and we're gonna and make some biscuits. Just the 3, yes, that famous 3 recipe biscuit, which is so delicious. Oh my gosh. In my opinion, I'll give some of the major food chains a run for their money. But anyway, like I said, in my opinion. But we're gonna get these potatoes mixed up so that we can put them in our casserole. Gotta put a little bit of elbow power. Bring your Supergirl power in there. I know some of you probably said it would have been just easier to use, the mixer. Perhaps. But this is what we got today. That butter, that sour cream, get it incorporated really well, and voila, that's what you have. You can make it as creamy as you like, or either as stiff. It totally depends on you and your taste. Now for me, I might put a little bit of milk in that, just a little bit. So bear with me one moment while I get over here and get some milk. Just a little bit of milk is what I'm going to put in there. And I mean, you can use any kind of milk you want to use. It's totally up to you. Any kind of milk you want to use, but I'm going to use a little bit of almond milk today. This is actually Almond Breeze. It's original, unsweetened, and it's going to taste just as good. Trust me when I tell you, just a little bit. You see, we start out with that first. You don't want to overdo it, because once you get that batter too soft, you can't go back. But you can always add on. So let's add a little bit, just a smidgen more. And I think that'll be the right consistency that I'm looking for. Okay, that's going to do it for me. I'm going to put this back. Well, right there on the corner, because I may need it for my biscuits. So get that cleaned up. Kind of clean up as you go. Make it easier for yourself. So we're going to just get to swishing. Get to stirring. Oh, yeah. Looking good, looking good, looking good. And I'm going to do a little taste test. I always get a little spoon. Now, you guys get your little spoon. Taste it. See if it needs salt. Watch yourself. That is perfect. That's delicious. You better cook you some now. That's delicious. Ooh, ooh. Yes, sir. Now we're going to get our casserole dish. All right. What I'm going to do now is we're going to add just a little bit of ketchup. See? That's it. Not a whole lot. Just a little bit of ketchup. You don't want to take away any flavor. And we're going to add some barbecue sauce. Now, this is one of my favorites. I have others, but this is the one I'm using today. It's going to be Kraft Sweet Honey. Oh, baby, baby. This is going to be delicious. Trust me when I tell you. Absolutely delicious. And if it's not, then you make your own and tell me how it is, and I might try yours. And then we can compare, and I can see what I can do. But I don't know what I can do to elevate this dish, baby, because it is everything. Fire, honey, fire. I'm going to put a little bit of cayenne on top of that. Yes, I am. A little bit, baby. Not much, but if you like it hot, put a lot on there. That's all I'm putting on mine right there. And we're going to stir this baby together. Yes, we are. Like that. Just like that. Ooh, baby, baby. And I got my Kaneka sausage with all my herbals that I put in earlier on the stove now. That's going to be for my squash. So, oh my God, look at that. And you can see that the bell peppers and the onions, they're still, you know, intact. They're not all mushed like, you know, some, but I always like to put a little bit extra in mine, and that's what I'm gonna do right now. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more here, a little bit more onion. You know, you can't go wrong with onion, honey. You can't go wrong with it. No, 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 you can't go wrong with onion. I just like to add a little bit more, you know, just take my little dish a little step higher. All right, and then I'm gonna add a little bit more of this red pepper. Need you turn that down for me? My daughter, she's assisting me today. She's helping me out. I gotta turn my stove down. I can't. I almost be about like to be. Okay, let's stick to the topic at hand, Loretta. So what I'm doing, I'm just chopping a little bit of green peppers and red peppers. That's my red pepper and my onions. And just a little bit. This is really gonna bring out the flavor of your dish. It will. And then we're gonna add a little piece of garlic. Just a little bit. Because garlic is so important. It is so good for you too. A lot of people don't realize it is a natural antibody. I love this stuff. I am an all natural girl, and I wouldn't have it no other way. No other way. Let's stick closer to the medicines that heal us from the earth. You know, we'll be better off. We can stay out the doctor's office so much for the least little thing. And I'm saying, if you got a problem, you need to go to the doctor. Now you do that. I can't tell you what to do, but I'm just telling you what I do. All right, we're gonna get this stirred in there, just like so. All right, and I think I'm gonna add just a little bit of more barbecue to that dish, not much. Yeah, there it is. That's how I want it, right there. Yes, that's goodness. Excuse me, one moment. I gotta check on my dish over here. See, this is that Kaneka sausage that I was telling you about. It has that hickory smoked flavor and taste. Very good sausage. It has a lot of oils in it. If you just don't want to add extra oils for your, like, usually I want to add olive oil, but if you don't want to add extra oils for your dish, you don't have to. I just use the oil from the sausage. It's more than enough, you know, actually more than enough. And, you know, just want to spread that out a little bit and get the sausage in connection with the pan so it can cook thoroughly on both sides. Yes. And then I'll add my squash in and let it cook down a bit. All right. We're going back over here. I'm working now. I'm working. Today I'm going to do my shepherd's pie a little bit different. Okay? Y'all bear with me, honey. This hair getting hot. Cooking in the kitchen. You got to put this stuff up. But what I'm going to do, we're going to add our potatoes. Usually you add the meat sauce in, your potatoes, and then you go from there. But nobody can tell you how to do your dish. You do it the way you want to do it. What I'm going to do today is add a little bit of potatoes. I'm going to layer this bad boy. I'm going to add a little bit of potatoes in the bottom. So when you see my other video with that shepherd's pie, it's going to be a little bit different from this one. You know, so don't judge me when you see one already on there already. Just look at the other one and give me some feedback. Tell me what you would do if you tried that dish and how you would improve it. Or if it's just perfect the way it is. Okay, that's going to be one layer. And now we're going to take our meat sauce and we're going to just chunk it. We're going to just spoon it right on top of there. Oh my goodness, look at that goodness. Oh my goodness. Delicious goodness. Look at that. Honey, time out for doing things the same old way, just as boring. One of these days I'm going to try it another way. And I was just telling my daughter too. I said, I think what I want to do to elevate that dish a little more, you know, I'm all about elevation. I said, what I want to do to elevate that dish a little more is put a little shrimp in it. Now, I'm going to do mine like that. And Leah, turn it down a little bit more for me, baby. And you can tell me if you like it or not. Okay? All right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna spread that over there again like this, kind of thin, kind of thin. Because we got plenty of meat sauce left. I'm thinking I should have put my meat at the bottom. You see, you know, when you're trying something new, you don't realize it until you're already about halfway done with it. So that would probably be my recommendation to you. Start with your meat at the base first. Then put your potatoes. Then put you another layer of meat. And that way you'll have enough potatoes to cover it. You know what I'm saying? All right. So that's a thin little layer of potato. But it's different. You can't go wrong. It's still going to be delicious. Okay, now we're going to put that last bit of that meat sauce on top. Boy, that smells so good. That's going to be delicious. And you just want to spread that bad boy out. Yes, yes. Spread that bad boy out just like so. Okay. Now, you're going to put this other little thin layer of potatoes right there in the middle. Yep. Right there in the middle. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Thin layer. Thin layer. Oh. Mm-mm. Thin layer. Uh-oh. Well, we're going to see what happens. We're just going to keep spreading, and we're just going to keep spreading, and we're just going to keep spreading. It's going to be a thin layer, but we're going to keep spreading. And we're going to see what we come up with. Oh, my goodness. Let me tell you guys, y'all don't do it like I did. But nonetheless, it's going to be good. You put that meat sauce on there first. Yes, it's still going to be delicious. Trust me when I tell you. It's going to be a delicious goodness. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to put this cheese on top. We want to put all of it on top. Don't spare it. And like with my dish, oh my gosh, it's overflowing. So what I'm going to probably have to do is put a pan underneath it, because I know it's going to start cooking, and it's going to be bubbling. Trust me. Bubbling. Because that's going to be a delicious dish. That's going to be a delicious dish. But it's okay. We want deliciousness. Look at that. Now what we're going to do, we're going to put our oven to 400. We're going to put our oven to 400. And we're going to put our dish in there. And baby, we're about to cook up some deliciousness. Oh, yes, we are. A whole lot of deliciousness. Now, what I'm about to do now, all right, guys, what we're about to do, we're about to put our squash in. And we're going to let it cook up nicely. We're going to season this when it's almost done. We're not going to season it now, because what that squash will do is it'll take on all that, if it's too salted, and sometimes I'm heavy-handed. So we're going to wait till the end and put a little bit of my seasonings in. And it won't take as much. That's looking really delicious. Look how that's coming together. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Look at that goodness underneath there. Jeez. And that Kaneka sausage, that's going to give it that smoked taste that I'm looking for. Try it. You'll like it. I'm sure you will. Okay, we're going to cover that and let it simmer. Put that mushroom up in there. Okay, guys, I'm back. What I decided to do, you know, I'm all about elevation, is I want to take this squash, my dish, I call it stewed squash, you might call it something else, to another level. You know, we started out our base with Kaneka sausage with onions, bell pepper, garlic, And what I want to do is add a little bit of shrimp, just to take it up a little bit more. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a little bit of garlic to that. Ooh, kind of stuck in there. Honey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Okay, I'm going to shake a little bit of that garlic out there. All righty. And then we're going to add a little bit, you know what I'm about to bring out. This good old smoked paprika, just a little bit, like so. And then I might put just a little bit of cayenne, not much, just a hint, just a touch, just a tap, just a tap. There you go. And of course, my good old Tony's almost out. Got to replenish. Put a little bit of that in there, and I'm gonna give it a toss with my little fork here. Just want to kind of incorporate it. Don't want. Yes. Just want to spin it. Just want to turn it a little bit. Kind of incorporate those seasonings in there. You don't need too much because it's already high in sodium as well. But I just want it to. And you don't want to put this in your squash right away. You want to wait till it's almost done. And mine is almost done. So I'm just going to put this shrimp in there and keep it sauteed keep it turned rather, for just a bit. And that dish should be ready. And we're going to be bringing our shepherd's pie out as well because it's already done. And after that, we're going to start making biscuits. Almost done, and mine is almost done. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh gosh, I wish you guys could smell that. Oh my goodness. Wow. Now we can toss these shrimp in there, like so. And give it a stir. Make sure you get them incorporated in there. And I promise you, you'll be making this little quick dish often. And then you'll have it. You'll have your veggies. You'll have your shepherd's pie, which have your starches in it. It has your potatoes, your meat, and your little dairy. If you want to put some other vegetables on the side, of course you can. It's totally up to you. This is definitely good enough for me. I'm just going to recover it for just a bit, maybe 5 minutes, and set it aside. It should be perfect. Now we're about to make this 3-recipe biscuit that I was telling you about. That's so delicious. That's so, so delicious. Okay, we're going to get started by putting a cup of flour, a cup of flour. Let me tell you guys, first start off, I don't measure anything. So I'm just going to say 1.5 cups of flour to 2 cups. Because this ain't quite a cup. But anyway, this is what I'm going to do. You know what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to make it easy. I know we filming, but let's just put it all back in there. Let's do it the right way. So you can win. 2 cups of flour. Let's do it like this. See, I don't measure anything, but I want to make it good for you guys. Let's do this. That's 2 cups of flour. All right, put your flour in there. Okay. You got that settled. All right, now that you got your 2 cups of flour in there, we're going to put a stick of butter. All right. This is the other stick of butter that I didn't use. I'm going to set that aside to put on the top of my biscuits. And I'm going to buy a little bit of this from here because you want to make sure you have a complete stick of butter. Okay? How about that? A complete stick of butter. Cool. All right. And you want to cut into that butter. Okay? You want to just cut into it until your flour has, I know you heard it before, like that meal consistency. But that's what you're looking for. You want to just keep cutting into your flour until your flour has that consistency of meal. And you can see it developing right before your very eyes. Look at that. It started out really, well, here it is. We're getting there. That looks about right. We're gonna turn it just a little bit more. And you know, sometimes I add cheese in these biscuits and sometimes not, but you can do what you want. You can take half of your batter and put cheese, or you can take the other half and put mushrooms or herbals or whatever you want in it. It's your batter. But what I usually do is I'll put half cheese and half regular biscuits, you know, just in case somebody wants some cheese biscuits. And that's about the consistency that you want to look for. So now what I'm about to do, for the sake of you guys, because I don't measure anything, is I'm going to try and measure out about maybe 8 ounces of sour cream. 8 ounces. We're going to put that sour cream in there. We want to get it all out of it. All of that goodness we want to get out of there. All right. Set that to the side. And we want to go in and we want to start combining the sour cream and the flour together. Don't be afraid. Just get in there and do it. It might not be coming together like you would expect it to come, but it will all work out. It's going to be delicious, and then trust me. This is a recipe that you can definitely trust. It smells delicious already. Oh my goodness. And I think that's what I'm going to do with this one today. I think I'm going to do half sour cream. Half cheese and then regular biscuits on for the other half. And let me tell you, sometimes your batter gets a little thick. Some people like it like this because they like to roll it. I have rolled it sometimes, put a little flour down and cut them. And then there are times when I just dip them out, scoop them out. It's your preference. You can do what you want. They're your biscuits. Okay, now this consistency is good. Some people might say, okay, I think so too. But with me, I just want to add a little bit of milk, not much, because it's a little thicker than I want mine. And you can use regular milk, almond milk, water. I'm telling you, it's going to all come out the same. Trust me. I happen to have a little buttermilk on hand. I'm going to put just a little bit of that in there. Not much. Just a little bit. That's it. That's all I'm putting there. And if that doesn't get it the way I want it, I promise you guys, I will put some water in it to make the difference. So that's giving me what I want right there. Believe it or not. This is going to be absolutely delicious. Okay. All right. So that's good. That's all good to go. Get them sides down, get everything down. Turn that bad boy. Like I say, you can roll it out if you want to. Put your little bit of flour down so it don't stick, and fold it. And I promise you, either way you cut them, they're going to be delicious. Like now, like this is perfect. This is ready to go on a pan. I promise you. I'm about to scoop it up and put it on the pan. I'm going to take this butter that I had, and I'm just going to rub it in my pans a little bit. It's a non-stick pan. You don't need to do it, but sometimes we are creatures of habit, but I'm just doing it anyway. If you got a non-stick pan, don't stress yourself about it. And so what I'm about to do now is I am about to start dipping my bread because it's ready. Look at that. That is going to be so delicious. Look at that. Oh my goodness. And I am going to simply just scoop it out. I know it don't look pretty, but guess what? It's going to taste good. I'm going to scoop it out, put it on here. If you want them to be perfect and pretty and round, you can do that. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to scoop these little bad boys out. Oh my goodness. You're going to have yourself some sure enough goodness. Yes, sir. You wait till these babies come out. You just wait. Woo, honey, I'm gonna have to put this hair up when I'm working because it's working me today. But honey, let me tell you, these biscuits, like no other, my dear. Like no other. Absolutely delicious. And you know what? This is a recipe for a beginner. If you just got married and you don't know how to cook and you got a husband that likes to eat, honey, try some of Lola's biscuits. Try this 3-recipe biscuit and I promise you, you won't go wrong. At least you'll have one thing under your belt. And well, actually 3, because I showed you today how to do shepherd's pie. Very simple. I showed you how to do a squash casserole, another thing simple. And if you get yourself prepared and ready on Wednesday, guess what? I'm gonna show you how to do some good old Southern fried chicken. Bring your chicken with you already washed. Get it all clean. And just have it waiting there. And I'm gonna show you how to season it. Oh my goodness. So delectable. What I'm about to do now, I got about, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8 biscuits on this sheet. And I'm about to add just a little bit of Kobe Jack cheese to the remainder of this batter. Because I always like to have a few cheese biscuits. And that's about it. That's all the cheese I'm going to add to that batter. And I'm just going to combine that as well. I'm going to combine it just like so. And then I'm going to scoop it out and put it in here with the rest of these biscuits. So they gonna cook all up together. How about that? I think that's a great idea. Just kind of scrape that down again. Yes. Okay. Look at that. Y'all gonna thank me afterwards. And all I'm gonna do is, guess what? Scoop these bad boys up like this. Get my little helper, my spatula. And I'm gonna just put it right here on the sheet. Yes, I am. Like so. All right. And then I'm gonna get some more. Scoop it up. Put it there. Let me tell you something, honey. You can't go wrong with a little bit of flour, a little butter, and sour cream. And if you have any other recipes that you got in mind or you want to learn how to make, just, let me know. Leave me a comment down below. And I'm gonna do my cream brulee. That's coming up soon. For those who love cream brulee, I got one coming real soon. It's probably going to be after my fried chicken. So stay tuned for that one. Very delicious. Very, very delicious. Oh my God. And the crackle. Woo. From that cinnamon sugar. Oh my goodness gracious. You can put whatever sugar you want on it, but it's going to be good the way I do this. Okay, you're not gonna leave nothing behind. Scrape it all out. And I'm gonna put it here. And that's how you make that 3-recipe biscuit. That's it, baby. Flour, butter, and sour cream. And you know what I do sometimes? Sometimes I'll take water, and I'm gonna show you. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna show you what I do. Sometimes I take a little water, and you don't have to do this. You can put them in there just like this. But sometimes I take a little water, and I dab my finger there, and I just kind of shape them. If you want them to be more shaped than what they are, or either just do this. You can't go wrong with it. And look, they're gonna turn out so good, and you might not even have to do a little water. It all depends on how sticky your dough is. And guess what? You're gonna be fine. You see, once you get, I do a little bit there. Oh, wow. I felt the rise in that one already. This is going to be really nice. Oh, wow. And this is, if somebody, if you having dinner and you need to do a quick fix, this is a quick one. You make up some steak or whatever your desire is. Or I have no idea. But if you want to incorporate bread with this, hey, baby, there it is. But you wait. You just wait and see the final results. Just come back and check us out. All right, we got the biscuits in the oven now. I got the temperature at 400. Sometimes it's 375 for me, sometimes 400. But I got it on 400. And again, I don't measure, I don't time until they're golden brown, And if they seems to be cooking a little too fast, Then you want to break it down to $3.75. But for me, most of the time, it's $400 until golden brown. Squash stew. Look at that. Got that nice shrimp in there, all pink to color. Beautiful. Look at that Kaneka sausage. Look at that squash. Oh my God. Look at those peppers. That's going to be delicious. Y'all make yourself some. Try it and let me know how you like it. Okay? Now take a look at this shepherd's pie. Oh my God. This is equally beautiful. Look at that. I'm just going to cut into it. Oh God, listen at the sound of that cheese. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Ooh, look at that deliciousness. Oh my goodness, look at that potato. That's a lot. That's a lot there. That's gonna be good. I promise you that's gonna be good. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh gosh, look at this deliciousness. Oh, I got to have a little bit of that. As the old folks say, that pot liquor. Look at that. That's great. And you can't have it without a little green onion. How can you? Give me a little piece of green onion. Yes, sir. And then, you know what? I'm going to top it off with a little green onion. I'm telling you, that's going to be delicious. Little green onion. Look at that. Absolutely delicious. And my God, look at that goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at that goodness. Oh God, delicious. Okay, this is the final results here. We have our shepherd's pie garnished with a little bit of green onions, our biscuit on the side. We have our squash stew. You must try it. It is so delicious. I just want to tell you guys, thank you so much for watching. I ask that you share this video and please subscribe and come back. And don't forget, on Wednesday, we're going to do the Southern fried chicken. So make sure you have your chicken already clean, washed and everything. We're going to do a live. We're going to season it together. We're going to batter it. I'm going to show you how to do that deep fried Southern goodness. And a little bonus, we're going to have some peach cobbler, some great homemade peach cobbler. So come back on Wednesday and share with us. Thanks. Have a great one.